What's up, everyone? I just wanted to let you all know that we will be discussing spoilers for the entire movie in this video, so if you want to see the movie unspoiled, then I recommend watching the movie first and then coming back to this video afterwards. Or if you don't care about spoilers, if you've already seen the movie, hope you enjoy. Alright, hello everyone and welcome. Gonna do a discussion of the Mario Bros. Movie. Me, Victor, and Mike all went to see it, and I had a good time. So what do you guys think overall of the movie?
I mean, a quick summary from my opinion. I think that the movie was very fun. It was definitely not like you're not looking for this crazy DreamWorks production. It's crazy like it's gonna make you sad. No Pixar moments or anything like that. But it's a fun kids movie. It's 100% for kids, and the pacing is it almost made me throw up. It's such a fast paced movie. But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I kind of agree with a lot of like it's good for kids. Like it's not awful for adults.
Yeah.
Because like there's things that are like for kids and then there's things that are just for kids. This one's for kids. You can still enjoy it. I like the references and stuff like that. The story was okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything that crazy.
Mhm.
Granted, it got more crazy than I thought that it was going to.
Yeah, definitely. Because
Like,
I felt like from the trailers, I was worried like the trailer was gonna show us everything. Like the Rainbow Road segment, I thought it was gonna be the end.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
me
it's
too.
not even. It's just like literally in the middle. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to Bowser on this, and there is a fight on it, of course. They're basically playing Mario Kart, and then there's like the whole last last act is just like they don't talk about it or show it at all.
Are we doing spoilers by the way, or what?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
For the Mario movie, where
we're already talking about the end of the movie.
He defeats Bowser at the end of the movie. You know.
Yeah, I guess
No,
I should have with that, but yeah.
Yes, it's again, it's one of those things though. You said Mike, like yeah, adults can get something out of it. I think that only reason we like it because we like video games. I don't think the average adult can walk into it. It's not like you go like again, it's not Shrek. You know what I mean? Where an adult can watch Shrek and be like, yo, that John is good. You watch this movie, there is not to get super movie technical about like a kids movie, but there's no real like character development. Nothing.
Yeah, there's no moral.
They try to, right? Because they give Mario a family, and his dad is like, you're messing up your life and taking your brother with you. So he's like, that's on his mind.
Sure.
And then in the end,
it's a little convoluted, to be honest. Like you didn't really need the whole like, because like there's the, and I felt like it was a little weird that like where Mario and Donkey Kong are like, I'm a failure. Well, my dad thinks I'm a failure. My dad too. And but like they also like
they don't give it
it's
enough
like
time.
it's like, hey, we can commiserate here, but they also just don't.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they're like, we both suffer and we still hate each other after this.
Right.
Not
like
really gonna talk
Mario
about
would
it.
Yeah, still like rivals.
All you need to say was like, yo, like our dads suck and literally my brother's going to die because of me. And like that would have been some character development of you like, yeah, you do kind of get your brother into some terrible situations, you know.
Yeah.
There was no reflection. But again, that's a lot to ask for from a movie like this. But ultimately I thought that it was a very fun movie and had a good time.
Yeah, because like I didn't really read full reviews, but things I was hearing online a lot was like the pacing is crazy, and I like have never seen an Illumination movie before. This is my first
They
one.
are all like this, and I cannot stand that company, Illumination. I despise their movies. I knew what I was walking into, though. I was like, yeah, this is going to be breakneck pace. You know, again, I would have preferred if, like, I wonder how that would look like if, like, he handed it off to DreamWorks, though. I wonder if that's not what they were going for. I don't know. You know what I mean? Where, like, I don't know if Nintendo was going for a tearjerker thing. I think they just wanted a very safe and fun kids movie. And that's
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of tossed
something where you could
things.
show it to just about any level of like Mario fan, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. It's above average.
Yeah,
Above a 5 out of 10. Yeah.
What did you say, Mouse?
I was thinking like they aren't, but they kind of are. It's just like they don't sit on anything long enough for you to actually get that feeling because of how fast they go.
I think it really could have done it because, like, honestly, they made Mario really likable as a character, though. They did a good job of, like, you know, how do you personify Mario?
Yeah, Mario, and then show him growing to be the Mario we know from just a normal person.
Yeah. I did like the moment, though, where Mario was actually afraid. I thought that was really cool. He'd be like, you know, if I want to.
Although, I will say, I thought that it was weird that that's, like, at the end. That they're like,
Well, I
'cause
feel
it's
like
like
It
because
should've
like
happened
he gets
earlier.
the tar kicked out of him with Donkey Kong, and he's just
Right.
like, "I'm back for more." And
Yeah.
he gets punched a
Donkey
couple
Kong
times by
fell off.
Bowser, and he's like, "Oh no,
Mhm.
so scared now."
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like being back, maybe because he's in like when he's in the Mushroom Kingdom, it's like a fantastical world where all this stuff can happen. So maybe he
Mhm.
feels more powered up there. And also, he's trying to save Luigi. I guess he has to save Luigi from Bowser too. But now when he's back in his own world and like the place where I guess his failure started, we don't know for sure with the
Mhm.
Punch Out Pizzeria.
Oh,
But
right.
maybe just hit him there more than anywhere else. The weight of everything.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. It made I see what you're saying. It made it more real. Now that you're no longer isekai, you
Yeah.
know, like and
That's so funny. Michael's like, wait, is this an
yes, it
isekai?
It is. It legitimately
and he
is.
finds the anime babe instantly, so it is an isekai.
Oh no, you're right.
The
He
anime game
does.
that will show you how to live in this world, this cool world.
He eats a mushroom and becomes overpowered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, are they going? Because he's so much smaller than Peach. It's like, okay. So, and then are they going to do Super Mushroom? Because they never showed that in trailers, and they did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad they didn't show that in trailers. That was really cool. Leave us
Mhm.
something to see. Miles, I have a question for you, someone who's seen the Sonic movies. I've only seen the first Sonic movie.
Hmm.
How do they compare to this one? What's your opinion? Because ultimately, I think the Sonic movies might be better.
Yeah.
They have
I'm
more heart in
also
the
extremely biased. Like,
story.
I
True.
prefer Sonic, so like I do like Sonic movie 2. It's maybe better than 1, but 2 having like Knuckles and Tails, and it has those moments where these characters can interact, and that's the thing I want because Sega barely ever does that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like so Sonic movie is probably better as a movie, but the Sonic movies don't really represent the game besides very minor like little
Yeah, I
things.
see what you're saying. Yeah, they're kind of like their own thing as opposed to this, which is
Yeah,
like
this is like literally Mario is like going to the Mushroom Kingdom. Here's the Princess Peach's castle, an arrangement of that. Here's at the opening them basically doing 1-1. On Mario and Luigi are trying to get to where they're going. When they go into the tunnels, they even shows you like level 1-2, and it plays the underground theme. Like, and there's way more things that make this feel like a Mario Bros. Game, while a Sonic movie is trying to be a Sonic movie
yeah, sure.
more so.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I wish that this movie had a little bit more heart, more like ultimately I'm it's kind of forgettable. As like beautifully animated as it was, as fun as it was to watch, I think the movie is a little nothing really happened. Like I don't know. Like it's not memorable like again I keep saying Shrek, but it's not like a Shrek movie or even Sonic 1, I think personally.
Yeah. Well, when you say that, it's like everything that happens kind of feels like, oh yeah, this should happen and this should happen, and it's like people are upset like, oh, but why is Peach so strong? It's like, well, Peach lives in this world. It makes sense if Peach is just good at all this stuff.
At first I was like, why is she good at everything? But she's good at everything in the video games too. Like,
Yeah, it's just like you normally don't play as her, but when you do,
you
she can
don't
do
play
everything
her.
Mario
She can
can.
do everything Mario can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's usually the damsel in distress. In this case, it's Luigi.
Yeah.
Is the
Well,
damsel
well,
in
even like they
distress.
kind of when they do the wedding, they kind of do it right. When Bowser forces her into the marriage, then for a little bit, she kind of is a damsel, but then she takes an ice flower. It's like, no, I'm not gonna marry
Yeah,
you.
yeah. She immediately subverts that and just goes, no, I'm packing ice in this bouquet.
I want to say I do love that. I was like, what Mario games gonna pull from? Because they're doing like 1-1, 1-2, but then they go all the way up to Odyssey with like the desert's there from Odyssey. Bowser's outfit in the wedding is the Odyssey one.
Yes. Yep. Even like some Galaxy stuff with Michael's favorite character, Luma.
That Luma is like it's a kids movie, and this Luma is saying the only escape is the sweet embrace of death. I'm like, what the?
You'll all be sacrificed. Mercy.
Yeah, actually, finally, mercy. Like, what is this character?
Oh man! Even if Michael wasn't there, I would have thought of him as soon as I saw a character like that.
Yeah, I was like, here we go. So this is
Peak fiction.
this guy does not belong here. I love it.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, normally for these movies in the theater, people normally get Supersonic. People got super excited for that kind of stuff. When Shadow showed up in the credits, people got excited for that. But like in this one, the funniest moment to a lot of people was when Jack Black was basically having a Tenacious D moment and singing.
It was definitely just Tenacious D. Like you don't hire Jack Black and don't ask him to Jack Black. You know, we all knew.
They definitely just let him write that too.
Yes.
But to be honest with you, I think it kind of goes in with the whole like everything's moving at like such a fast pace. Like there's so many parts I'm like, oh, you could have hung on to that for like another
They
minute
could
or
have
two.
hit
Like,
way harder if you gave him more time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was waiting for like a drop and it just didn't drop. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I wonder if there's like a
pretty much
extended-
every like music piece with Jack Black Bowser. Honestly, the early parts with Luigi where he's kind of on his own, I was like, okay, this could be
I wanted
interesting. And
more
it's
of
like
that as well.
it's like, oh no, just
Yeah.
you know,
I think that the movie did itself a disservice too by splitting up Mario and Luigi for like half the plot. I think that that's where the heart of the movie really was their character development.
I feel like that's one
Yeah.
thing they did well with
Mhm.
Luigi, without even having to give the moments of how it gets there. When Mario's in trouble, Luigi steps up.
Yes.
As the whole time he has to be saved. I thought,
Right.
okay, that was really good.
Yeah, I did like that.
although I feel like that's not really character development. That's just that because Luigi didn't develop as a character. He's just been like that since the beginning.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, which to be honest, thematically, like Luigi says it in the beginning. He's like, "Hey, I chose to be here with you. Like it's not
Yeah.
like
but they're
he's
also
like
like,
I don't need character development. I'm already there. It's
yeah,
good."
Well, there was low
Also,
hanging
Luigi
fruit.
has no idea what's happening at all in
Yeah.
any of this.
They were
He's
everything until
legitimately
the-
running away from skeletons. By the
Uh-huh.
way, they did pretty decent at making dry bones really creepy.
Yeah. The dry bone section was,
I was
really
like,
cool.
all right,
I
that's
That was cool.
terrifying.
we'll probably get to the score, but I loved. It was like when we were watching that, he pulls out the flashlight, and then they were actually playing the Luigi's Mansion theme, like an arrangement. And it's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, and I remember leaning over to him being like, "Oh, they're gonna do the Mario," and it's.
Yes, and then Luigi actually calls for Mario. I was like, yeah, that's perfect.
I was like, "Yeah, there we go."
Right.
Also, I didn't realize beforehand, but yeah, Shy Guys are pretty creepy just to look at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just saw a bunch of like short people with red hoods and
Yeah, they were like
just
probably the
full
creepiest
face
thing.
masks, you'd be like, you know what? Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
And
like
then
I
only
just,
the one with the gas mask talks.
yes. My main gripe with like a lot of these parts you guys are talking about is just the fact that there was so much potential in these scenes, like the Jack Black scene. Give it an extra 2 minutes, it would have been great with him singing. And then like the Luigi part, like I think Luigi and Mario had easy character development he could have done. Where Luigi could have just been like, I never step up. I'm always afraid I have to step up, or one day I'm gonna lose Mario because of it. Easy. Same thing with Mario. I keep doing this. I push my brother to do things he shouldn't be doing. Easy. There were like things where it's like they didn't even go for it, which was frustrating to me as like an older person watching the movie. I want to see characters be characters.
Yeah, I feel like all
And
that's like
honestly-
implied. And
Yes,
they don't
it's
actually
a
go
lot
out
of
their way to
implied.
like
Headcanon
let
we
it
have-
breathe.
Headcanon.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of I think that they could have just cut a lot from like the Kong stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like you want to do Donkey Kong, it's cool. It's in universe. It's
Mhm.
and like what was done there was good, but like it didn't serve really anything.
Mhm.
Like I mean, all across the totality of the story, the Kong stuff didn't do anything because the only Kong to show up in the end was Donkey Kong. The rest of them are like, oh, we're stuck on this bridge here. It's
I honestly wanted them to do more
Game
with
on.
Diddy. Like they
Yeah,
show the
yeah.
Kongs from like Country and like 64, but they don't really do anything.
Yeah.
yeah. You saw Diddy, you saw Daisy, you saw Chunky,
Mhm.
and they're all just like hanging out there, and you're like, hey, there they are, and
Yeah, Dixie.
Yeah.
Dixie.
Armchair director, is there anything specific you guys would have changed if they were like, hey guys, here's this cut, how can we make this better? What would you guys think it needed if you could make anything?
So-
Go ahead, Miles.
I was gonna say, like, I love like as Mario's using different power ups, different things are happening. The song that's playing is from the game. So like when the clear pipe comes up, they do like a 3D World song.
Yeah,
When he's in a Tanuki suit, they're doing a song from Mario Bros. 3. Even like the what did he call it? Bomber Bill, the giant bullet bill. Like even that song, I think is from the stage in Mario Bros. 3 where that thing is there. I could be wrong as I haven't played that game in ages, but I'm pretty sure like that was a reference to that. So that stuff was all cool. But I feel like with you, I feel like a moment even where when Luigi shows up to help Mario, just have like they wanted the surprise of like, oh no, Mario's hurt, and then there's Luigi. But even like showing Luigi like seeing the situation and then like being like I like making a face or something and then jumping in would have added more to that.
More impactful. Yep.
Even like when Peach gets captured, it's just like, oh, she's captured. Now she's free. Even like a moment of her dwelling on, I'm going to have to potentially bury this guy just to save my people would have made that feel more impactful than just like, I will marry you to stop this. Immediately, no, I'm not doing that.
I have an idea that like would dramatically change the film. I think you cut out the Kongs completely, personally. And what you
I
do
was thinking
instead,
that, honestly.
you have Mario say, Peach, I would love to help you. We gotta save Luigi first. He goes to Luigi's mansion area. They get captured. Luigi saves them. Then they go to fight Bowser. You do Luigi's mansion. Like, why not? You already set it up. Just do it. Just do like a small version of it or something.
They
I don't
even
know.
showed King Boo.
Yeah, it would have been way cooler if you had Luigi and Mario kind of like pussing about in this world. There was no point of like fish out of water without explanation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everything was already very quickly isekai explained. Like, oh, you already have your guide. Like, take the guides away. Take the safety off the movie a little bit. But
Mhm.
that's just my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Michael?
I was hoping to see at some point, like, I don't know how you would do it, but like, you know, they are obviously including like the mechanics of the games into like,
Mhm.
you know, the story. Makes sense. In most games that Mario and Luigi both feature, Luigi jumps higher than Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Mario just runs faster than him. They didn't
Mhm.
really like. I was thinking like, okay, they're gonna meet back up, and then you know, one has these strengths, the other has these strengths. They work well together as a team. They do a
Right.
thing and win. Woo!
Boy, they never really
But-
explained why they work well as a team. They just said that they
Yeah,
did.
they just do.
Yeah,
it.
they just yeah.
Like that show.
And apparently Mario's just a really good plumber.
Mhm.
I don't know if we needed to know that he's just the best plumber there is.
I just
Yeah.
feel like they really wanted to tie in the fact that he's a
where
plumber.
he's literally just like smarter than New York City's civil servants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just alone. He
Mhm.
just knows, you know, because that's not what a plumber does. Not a private residence plumber.
Mhm.
Like you don't run, you know.
Run into the sewers. I can fix it. Like, no, it's not the same thing.
It's like no, you can't. You don't even know what's down there. You don't know what that is.
It might be Bowser hiding down there. You might be New York City.
I mean,
somehow.
literally, Bowser is hiding down there. You went down there, found Bowser.
Yeah. Mario tries to fix the plumbing. 10 minutes later, Mario nukes New York City.
Wonder how long they've been gone, actually. Because I was thinking about that. Are they just going to move here? What about their parents, since we know they exist in this world?
Yeah.
Mario. I was kind of because they showed like a little snippet of the Mario family like having dinner or whatever.
Mhm.
Part of me was like, oh, are they going to show them like worried about their sons?
Yeah, like where did they
who
go?
haven't showed up and they live at home.
Yeah.
And they just have been gone for 2 days now.
It also feels like it's like 90s, so there isn't really like, you're not going to be calling them on the phone or anything. So it's just,
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it's 90s, but Luigi has a cell phone. But Mario's playing an NES. He's playing Kid Icarus in his room on an NES.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Good times. But overall, you guys had a good time though? You enjoyed it? Because I don't regret going. It wasn't like Miles and I watching Avatar when we're like in high school and just,
yeah, like the last Airbender Avatar, Ong. That movie was so bad.
I was like, Avatar was a pretty good. Oh no, not that one.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed. It's just, you know, I just felt like it was a little hollow, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel it's definitely a fun experience, but it's not the thing that there's very few parts for me to really sit and dwell on besides the references. All those are like, oh, here's this, and that's really cool. And the musical reference is cool, but it's like some of them are just like very in your, like, okay, the blue shell thing, when I saw him, it's like, oh, it's a blue shell. And then even when he was in the giant cart chasing Mario, I was like, okay, so he's going after first place. Makes sense. Then when he actually does the blue shell thing and he screams blue shell, I was like, okay, does he have to actually yell blue shell for me to understand the situation?
No one went like, hey, did that guy just like suicide bomb us? No one like made a comment like that too.
No one thought about that too, yeah.
No one talked about any of the death. There's a lot of people just straight up died. Like
movie.
Yeah, and when Bowser's castle appears in the middle of New York.
And just crushes multiple blocks. Like those are real people. And they don't have power-ups.
He doesn't get
They're dead.
Wait, how about that Goomba that was in prison? What did he do?
Yeah. He was the first one who wasn't for the wedding.
Yeah, was he a rebel? Like, what happened? What's his backstory? Just imprisoned Goomba, no arms, just no. I just found that really funny. But,
also, the fact that Luma could literally just leave. Just sitting there just because.
Oh, yeah, Luma just leaves and then gets back in the cage. He's chilling.
I did find it interesting that I was like, okay, so because they did the whole reference to like the galaxy, you know, looking at the stars.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, haha, yeah, reference to galaxy, and then I see, you know, Luma, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, so it's actively canon then. So it's
Yeah.
so well, I mean, it's canon to the movie. It's like, okay, which means that your alternate universe daughter is out there somewhere. That's fun.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's. I also wonder, what do you guys think they'll do for a sequel? Because I don't think they're gonna do like a Luigi Mansion movie. I think that these movies are gonna be more about shoving as many characters in as possible. I think maybe you get like a Mario Galaxy type thing. with, like, characters.
Okay. So another spoiler, right? So the
Yeah.
end credits scene, it pans through like the sewers,
Mhm.
and then it shows a Yoshi egg opening, and you hear the like Yoshi's normal voice sound effect saying the Yoshi, saying his name. But to me, that feels like a callback to the original Mario movie, the live action one, because I'm pretty sure it starts almost the same way. Like they find Yoshi's egg in the sewers, and they're
it's a
then sent to the kingdom.
I don't think it's a reference to like like a sequel. It's definitely a callback.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they
it's
already showed Yoshi's in the movie. They're already in the movie. It's not like
yeah, but like this is like the Yoshi, right? It's gonna be
Oh.
like the Yoshi that's like elevated to the level of Mario, Luigi, Peach, all of them.
This is the main character Yoshi. Like Toad was the main character Toad, even though they're all Toad.
Yeah.
You know, I was hoping that they were gonna make that joke of like, "Hi, I'm Toad. This is my friend Toad, and my friend Toad."
Yeah, I was hoping he was gonna voice like a bunch of
We're
them just
all
as a
just
gag.
Toad.
That's what I was
Yeah.
hoping.
But they didn't do that.
Also, there was no Toadsworth, so
Yeah.
that
Actually,
loses a lot of points.
The one guy was
Like you're
kind
gonna
of
reference all of
quirky.
these characters. Where's Toadsworth?
yeah, I
Where is
really wanted them to do Toadsworth. There's that
Yeah.
blue toad with the glasses. I wanted that to be Toadsworth.
He
Yeah,
pretty much
like
I
put him
think
in the
showed
war room. That's his purpose. He's like the
Mhm.
immediate attendant. It's his
Right.
thing.
Yeah, there was no
Like you
Toad
could
either.
even have him be like the father figure for Peach or
Yeah.
whatever. If you
Yeah,
wanted to,
you're
if
right.
you wanted to throw some more convoluted storylines in there.
Nah, that's too much character. Because what you should have done is been like, I'm the one. I'm old. I'm the one that found you as a baby. Like that. That should have been part
Yeah.
of it.
hmm
You know?
And then in the flashback scenes, you could have seen a younger Toadsworth. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
Oh,
Toadsworth
look,
finds her. Yeah, is the one that actually finds her.
Mhm.
But
just find
I
it
gotta
funny
say,
that-
they.
Yeah.
No, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the references to Baby Mario and Baby.
Yeah,
Yoda,
I was just about
like,
to say
that's-
that.
that's
And they put the babies in the movie with like
That
little
was cute.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Victor's like, wait, did they always have the outfits? It's like, yeah, that's a good point.
That's counter to what the story was telling me. The story told me the outfits were a new and recent thing. but
Yeah,
the-
for their plumbing business.
The flashback was like, no, we already had the outfits. So like, why is their brother or cousin making fun of them? Like, I'm just saying.
They had the outfits
why
as
is this
infants
different?
because they were cute and it looked really good in pictures. And then
Mhm.
they grew up and they got rid of the outfits. And then they're like, hey, we're adults again. We're gonna wear this again. That's why everyone's making fun of them because they're like, bro, you wore that when you were 2.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yeah, but then with Peach, they didn't dress baby Peach in a dress. They gave her like a pink like sweater thing. But like
Yeah.
she was dressed
I
differently
found that
than
it was
normal
weird
baby
that they're
Peach.
just like that they're like, oh yeah, some Peach backstory, and I'm like, Peach. So Peach in the Mario games is basically all right. So there's I know I've seen some theories that she's basically a demigod because she just kind of like
What? That's
well,
new to
all right,
me.
She is
because
Arius.
like her roles in the stories, she's never in actual danger. She's always at the center of attention. She's
Mhm.
has some sort of power,
Be good. Mhm.
like, and like,
Like she's clearly different than like Mario and Luigi, and
Yeah.
like, and different from like Paulina or something, who was also in this movie.
Yeah, I was like, if they're in New York,
Yeah.
they should have Pauline, and they did have her
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on a
I
newscast.
did like that.
Mhm. They were actually in New Donk City, not New York.
No, it's in New York.
No, I was just being stupid.
Oh yeah, because they were actually Brooklyn, Bronx,
Yeah,
Queens. Yeah.
Mhm.
What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, so I kind of like what they did because it like in the Mario games, it's one of those things. Is like, okay, Peach is in a world where everybody are toads, but she isn't. Why is that? So I like they went with the idea that she's actually from Earth, but ended up there as a kid, and they just raised her, and she lived there the whole time.
Found that like dialogue sequence to be kind of stupid and not really be weird. It was like Mario was like, "Hey, Peach, you might be from Earth." Peach goes, there's a bunch of galaxies out there. It's like, that's not a regular response. You should say, maybe, I don't know, but there's a lot of places. It just, it felt
Yeah, they
very,
just really wanted to say the
that's not how
galaxy
you
part.
talk to people.
Yeah.
She was just like, Mario, fuck you, you're wrong. There's a million galaxies. It's not Earth. But I think they were trying to hint towards what almost Michael was saying, where like, she probably isn't from Earth. She's probably from some type of different galaxy or something. Like, just the way she said it, I don't know. Don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. There's another thing I had in mind, but I'm trying to remember like what else it was. But I do agree with the message in chat. Like when I got out, sat in my car, I was like, wow, what? It's almost like 8? That was so fast.
It was so fast.
Yeah.
It was so fast. It felt like I was watching a long YouTube video, to be honest. Like the pacing. Was, like I was watching like a sketch on one of those channels that animates Mario stuff or something. Like it's just the pacing and, you know.
Also, the fact that like as they're going so fast, it's just like a wipe. We're just another character. And it's just like we're keeping it moving.
No, I think they should have really, really cut down on the characters and it would, and then kind of tugged at the heartstrings a little more.
I feel like just make it longer because if you make it just like 30 minutes longer, then you can keep all the characters but give them more time. Because like you get a lot of scenes of Bowser because like it is kind of a goofy thing that this big turtle just likes Peach.
Yeah.
And so like they're playing that up and you get a lot of scenes where it's Bowser trying to like practice his wedding vows.
Yeah,
and Bowser trying to like ask her to marry him and all this stuff.
He wants to marry. I think that's really funny character. Like he's like, I don't care. I'm still gonna marry you. We're gonna figure it out. Like,
yeah, and the reason Bowser doesn't like Mario is like, oh, he's gonna take Peach from me. It's like it gives a reason for all of that.
Yes,
yeah,
that was pretty cool. Ultimately, though, I think it's one of those things where like we wanted to. At least me personally, I wanted to be one way, but it's the other way. To quote a famous TV show called The Wire. Essentially, I think that they knew what they were doing. They're like, we're going to make a goofy movie. We're not going to be like too serious because maybe they were like, we don't want to make a serious Mario movie. Like having Mario like cry like Shrek or something might not actually be as good of an idea as I'm trying to make it out to be. You know what I'm trying to say? Where like, maybe maybe it was best that they kept it very light and just entertaining. Maybe that's what it needed. Maybe.
Yeah, and I feel like someone earlier was saying how they felt like that the Sonic movies like character development was better, and that a lot of the characters in this movie were more on the bland side. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of that actually just comes from just straight up the source material. Is like the Mario characters really don't have a lot of. Especially Mario don't have a lot of character to begin with.
The most character they've ever had is like Striker's Charge, and then they pulled back from that.
Yeah, no, but like that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Where like the Mario franchise doesn't lend itself well to doing like a DreamWorks-esque style thing. Where like Mario, like Miles was saying earlier, not like Sonic, like Miles was saying earlier, was that you know, it's a movie with Sonic characters in it, but it's not really about the old school Sonic story.
Yeah,
and it's not about the games. It's about Sonic and like a new thing. And it's not isekai in the same way. Where like I don't.
It's like a reverse.
Yeah, almost. Right. So it's more. It lends itself to be more serious character development. You get the human characters, human aspect to it. Where this other movie, the Mario movie, it's like it's just kind of goofy Mario nonsense. So it doesn't lend itself well to being super serious. So maybe my opinion on that might change, to be honest. Maybe it is probably better they didn't have Mario crying about stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it would have been better if they went more in one direction or the other, because it felt like that like what drama that they had was just kind of like, there you go, here's your story. All right, it's it's very serious. Oh yeah. Moving on.
yes. Moving on.
Yeah, I hope. I feel like they're doing another movie for sure.
Absolutely, want to do another one.
Oh yeah.
I really hope they definitely give them more time. Oh yeah, this should do really well. I honestly think Sonic movie might still beat it. It's kind of hard because everyone but people know Sonic, but everyone knows Mario. Like, so it's probably easier. Like even if like that's the nice thing is if you played like Mario on NES, you could come to this movie. It's like, oh, I get these things, but then all the new stuff happens. You're just kind of that was like one of the worst reviews I hear people talking about was like, oh, you have to keep up with the breakneck pace of all these references you won't get if you haven't played Mario games. But it's like some things will just be weird. It's like he'll get the cat suit, and it's like, well, why does he have that? But it's like, I mean, then you see the Tanuki suit. It's like, oh yeah, he did to do that too, right? Kind of just roll with it.
Yeah.
That is one thing is that I felt like that, like going through like all of like the Kong stuff as well, like Because if they want to do a sequel, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, personally, like, if I were to just throw words out there that have no meaning because I am me and not anyone important making Nintendo movies, I'd want to see like Super Mario Sunshine in some way being referenced because we didn't see that, and to be honest, that had like a decent storyline if memory serves.
Yeah, getting
and also
Junior
like
involved would be cool.
Yeah, and you also get to introduce like the Delfino, and you get to introduce the Piatas, and
I mean, and also like what's the plot there, right? So like Mario is who was supposed to be a hero now looks like a villain. So maybe you can do a lot with that. You know, it's
Yeah.
a really cool story with that.
Bowser Jr. and Shadow Mario.
Bowser Jr., yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I think they're
how
gonna
are they gonna do Bowser Jr.? Because in the games they just go, "It's Bowser Jr." and everyone goes,
no one
Peach,
knows.
and Peach is like, "I am not saying anything."
Yes.
But it's like at the very end, Bowser says, "Oh no, I lied. Peach is actually your mother." He's like, "Oh no, I knew that."
Yeah.
And it's like at the very end of Sunshine.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the Yoshi egg, I keep wanting to take it because people hate that movie. I actually love it. I remember a birthday, if I'd ever went over and I was just watching the old Mario movie. I borrowed it from Blockbuster.
Fun. People get too mad about things. Oh, Mario is fun. Bob Hoskins running around. Alec Leguizamo. It's a good time.
But unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that movie had Daisy. So I feel like they'll do Daisy, and then do the Koopalings.
The Koopalings.
And then like third movie, Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
But I'm also like Wario, Waluigi.
There's so much untapped potential.
We get to start the Mario Cinematic Universe.
Well, Mario, one of Mario's cousin brothers people look like Waluigi a little bit too. The one cousin. I was like, is he Waluigi? But yeah, man, it was a good fun time. Oh, man.
Definitely it was because like I said, the Sonic movies are like, oh, here's the Death Egg, and oh, the Death Egg manual looks like a Sega Genesis game, and like, here's Gun, and oh, the number on the side of the gunship is the year Sonic Adventure 2 came out, and like,
right.
They're doing all this kind of stuff, but this movie was very much reference, like all over the place.
Yeah. It literally was a video game movie in the purest sense of that. It was,
and then even stuff like, so I'm surprised when they did 1-1 just by setting up that first section when they're basically doing 1-1, they just make everything they're doing look like it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Then stuff later was very much not, because that was like very subtle. Like if you got it, you got it. A lot of stuff in the background, like I said, like the first shot when they're in the Punch Out Pizzeria, it's actually like Punch Out exists in this world. So, like there's things of Little Mac, 'cause he's also from New York. Pictures of Little Mac, all the fighters. There's like Little Mac and Doc Lewis. There's a picture on the wall. There's like a Jumpman arcade machine. Charles Martinet is like old school, like Jumpman style Mario. Like in the movie and doing lines, so like stuff that's like a reference but subtle. Then there's Blue Shell. I still can't get over that he screams Blue Shell, and it's like if you just like you can't get away from me and just did it. It's like okay, I get what they're doing.
My man commits Sudoku on himself, man. He just killed himself to like, and no one said anything. Like
I also loved because I miss snaking. In Mario Kart, I like that way more than the way 8 plays. So I love that when Mario's trying to get away, he's snaking to get boosts. To like get away. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Fun. Did you guys feel like you were being advertised to half the time watching this movie, or no, not at all?
I mean, I could see that, but at the same time, I already played these games, so it's like it's like a cool callback to this game I played. But I guess you haven't. It's like, oh, look what you're missing out on.
Yeah,
did you know Mario Kart can go 0 gravity?
Yeah. It's like you could buy a Mario game where you could drive one of these carts, or you could buy a Mario game where you can jump on these blocks, or you could buy a Donkey Kong game where you throw barrels. You know, whatever suits your fancy. Like even like literally the one time where where Donkey Kong and Mario rode the flying barrel out of the fish thingy or whatever, the eel.
Yeah, the eel from like 64.
Yeah, right. I think it's terrifying. Yeah. I don't know if you guys played Donkey Kong Country Returns or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, but that's directly in the game. It looks exactly like that. You ride.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I literally just beat Tropical Freeze. Those are like the hardest levels too in the game. But
even when they first get to the DK Kingdom, it's playing a Donkey Kong Country theme. Like in the background when they first get to the gates. Oh, and speaking of that, I looked it up. It was Grant Kirkhope is the composer of the DK rap.
Yeah.
So like in the credits, they show all the music. They say DK rap from Donkey Kong 64. Don't say who it's from. And it's just like, why? That's so weird. Because like, it's not like they're in bad terms with him. They brought him on to compose new banjo music for Smash.
It should be the name of the composer and then also say from Donkey Kong 64. It still should say from 64, but add the name of the composer. Composed by, for, like.
Yeah, that was very weird. They just didn't do that.
It's messed up because from my understanding of video game development and video games, they kick a lot of people off of the credits very often. And that's not like a unique thing, especially if you're like a tester or you come in for like a contract gig, they will easily remove you from the credits. And it sucks to see that happen to someone, especially in a big screen and a big illumination production, like your name's not in the credits. That's really bad.
Because especially when like they credited the other composers of the music they referenced and made arrangements of.
Right. And the idea if you have a song in an Illumination movie is like you made it, you know what I mean? But now he doesn't have the credit for it. It's just it's really
Grant's like still a pretty big name. Like he's done a lot of composing for especially like older video game work and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is true. He's one of the legends too. He's up there with like what's the other guy, David Wise, the guy who made the other Donkey Kong music, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's awful.
Definitely. Besides that, it was definitely a fun time. So I would definitely recommend. I mean, you've been kind of spoiled, but it's like it's one thing to hear. It's I guess I don't like this argument when discussing the Sonic movie in Japan time. It's like I don't really talk about spoilers. They want to talk about Tails in the credits, and they did. I was like, I don't want to talk about spoilers because it's a Sonic movie. Sonic beats Eggman. How can you spoil that? It's like I get it. Okay, it's a Mario movie. He's gonna win in the end, but it's like the process of it. It's fun to see something and be like surprised. Kind of thing.
I think so too. I think that there's levels, and like we said earlier, the Sonic movie has character development, it has like more story, more things going on. I feel like you could genuinely you can spoil that, but from the Mario movie, like there's nothing really to spoil here. Like
I feel like it's cool because okay, it seems like they beat Bowser, he gets out the ice, and then the bomber Bill, and it's like, okay, this is a giant thing that Mario has to stop, and then like how he tries to stop it in that whole section, like it's fast, but it's like, okay, that was a really cool thing I didn't see coming.
That is true. That's a moment where like I probably wouldn't have wanted it spoiled for me. The idea that Mario decides to nuke New York City.
When he throws it in, I was like, is that gonna go to the city? Just blow up in between worlds.
That's one of the moments.
At first, like I saw it go into the thing, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, hey, that's cool. Mission accomplished. He won. And then it's like, oh, guess what?
Physics. So now it's all sucking everything in.
Happens in between zone. Thing happens. It's like, okay, all right, we're just all right. So this is where the plot's going. Now it's going there now.
Let's add more headcanon to this plot. That was a nuke that would have taken out the whole Mushroom Kingdom.
Yes, that was. He was gonna die too. Yeah, that was
ready to off himself because he was that down bad that
I presume he would have just grabbed the. I presume he would have just grabbed the star. Like,
no,
just be like,
he was frozen in ice. He couldn't grab anything.
Yeah, he was stuck in ice. He's just like, nah, everyone goes down. If I can't win,
we all gonna die. And also,
it was kind of crazy.
Did Mario know the strength of the nuke? Did Mario how does he know to not just running it into a wall?
Okay. Also, the fact that the eyes are real. Because
I didn't like that. That was creepy.
It actually made it feel menacing when the eyes actually turns, gets hit, turns and looks at Mario and squids, actually made it really menacing. Because it's the fact you always see a Bullet Bill but the eyes on. I mean, Bomb-Bombs have it too, but you never really think you think it's painted on. But no, it's a sentient being.
That wants off itself to kill you. It also reminded me of the Bullet Bill in Melee, by the way, too. In Melee, you're in Peach's castle.
Oh yeah, and it fires. Actually, that might be a reference to that. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because it actually fires down onto the castle, top down is one of them. That's true.
Throwing people into that bomb.
Oh, then when he was first doing the song, he's on that square stage. Is this FD? And it's actually, it's out in space. It actually could be.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. What was your guys' favorite parts of the movie? I know it's hard to pick.
Okay, so I actually, because before Smash Bros, right? Because Luigi in Smash Bros gets on my damn nerves. But before Smash Bros, Luigi is my favorite Mario character. Yeah, so the scene where Luigi helps Mario and it's Mario doesn't. I'm okay, Mario's gonna get the star and lead. And no, Mario reaches out for his hand and they grab it together. It's I was so excited because it's like the Mario and Luigi games, and I was like, please do tag team stuff. That is so cool that they actually did that at the end.
That's my frustration with the movie. The heart of the movie was a relationship between Mario and Luigi, and it should have done way more with that. But anyway, sorry to keep going back to that.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? What do you think? I know there's a lot of moments here to pick from.
Yeah.
Favorite?
Let's see here. I mean, honestly, like as far as like story goes, like I gotta agree, like on there.
Mhm.
I think I do remember like really enjoying when we first see where Luigi lands in like the horror
Yeah,
zone.
that
I'm
was
just gonna
good.
call it the yeah,
Yeah.
running around and stuff like that. And I was a little disappointed to see that cut off as quickly as they did. I was like,
It was
okay, yeah,
very,
he's
very quick.
I was
Yeah.
like, he's inside the castle. Oh, but he's not safe.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's all that we're gonna see.
Could have
Okay,
given you way
it's
more
just
time.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I was a fan of the bullet bill nuke because for me it felt like the first time they were like really real stakes in the movie.
Yeah, like there's actual danger.
Something actually went wrong, and it's like, wow, okay, like we can't just solve this thing. So the whole bullet bill sequence I thought was fantastic. It was so menacing and everything. I also like the part where they went to the Donkey Kong world. And like literally, they're getting a ride around this place while this dude is like murdering people left and right.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take you to the king, but it's gonna cost at least 10 Donkey Kong lives. Like, what the hell is up with that? He just murders people while listening to
Yeah.
like music like from the 80s.
Yeah, take on me. Take on
Yeah.
me there was so funny.
As he murders people.
As he's just like, this is your truth. Like Mario Kart is just how they get around here. Let's go. And he
Yeah,
just like doesn't question. They take me to the king. He's like, okay, hop on.
Hop on, time to murder some folks. Now, also speaking of that, too, me personally, when it comes to movies with good scores, I'm not a fan of needle drops too much. So like the Take on Me stuff, as funny as it was, I like the composed music in this movie was really good. And I thought that the needle drops kind of took away from that a little bit, except for like in the beginning, like the music when they're in like New York, you're playing like music from New York, that makes more sense. But when you're isekai, I don't want to hear music from the regular world. I want to hear isekai music. You
Yeah.
know? But that's just
Honestly,
I'm a sucker for Thunderstruck. I won't lie to you.
I know. It's not, and there were fun moments. I'm just saying, ultimately, I don't think they serviced the film. They were just kind of
Yeah,
fun.
you could have done like something Mario related in that spot too. But I guess what they wanted to do is they wanted to highlight a moment that's like a reference, but with something that anyone else can understand, maybe.
Played like what's the movie? Excite Bike. You could have played Excite
Oh,
Bike.
true.
Like,
Actually, yeah.
better, you know
Or
what
Excite. I Excite Truck. I would have gone crazy.
That would have been way more
love Excite
interesting.
Truck.
You know what I mean? Like you have a plethora of music to choose from, and you do needle drops because it's an illumination film, and that's what they do. You know, that's just how I felt about it. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have any other comments or anything else you want to.
Oh, all right. I don't know if this is just me. I'm not sure. All right, I'm not gonna say it. Did anyone else find Peach's face to be weird?
Yeah, something about it was kind of
Okay, yeah. Just wanted to make sure that, like,
Not
like
for
they
me,
kinda
I
just
guess.
squished it a little bit, just a little.
Yeah, they made
It's
it
like-
not as round. Yeah.
Well,
that's
Yeah.
true.
it's one. I think it got the same feeling with Donkey Kong a little bit, where you have to kind of those heads weren't made originally. They weren't designed to be characters speaking in a 3D movie, and I think that they had to kind of change the formation to make it look better or something.
Yeah, to make them
Yes.
more believable when he's like talking, because
Yeah,
like Donkey Kong's eyes seem kind of sunk in, but it's just
Yeah.
like the way Donkey Kong is made is kind of hard to just animate that. I guess
gave
normal
them-
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, they like gave them more characteristics and like it just like same thing with Mario. Mario's face looks like different than what Mario normally looks like because of the character they're going for.
And I like Seth Rogen and all, but I think there could have been a better character for him to voice.
It's like
I just didn't feel
I
like it was a big 8 guy talking. It sound like Seth Rogen?
Hey, let him
Not a
do
large
let him do
eight-sized
his
man.
laugh too.
I did like the laugh, like the idea of Donkey Kong laughing like that was like it really was sending me. But I do feel you there, Mike. And I don't think the voice actors did a bad job or anything. Right?
Oh yeah,
I think
no.
they did a good job. However, I think that hiring some celebrity voice actors it wasn't doing the movie a service. It wasn't like ruining the movie, but I think you could have done something slightly better with some of the characters. Like Donkey Kong, you probably should have got a voice actor for that or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say though, Chris Pratt, I feel like definitely those trailers did him no service. I feel like the
Yeah.
things they picked in those trailers were not good, but in the movie he seemed fine.
Yeah.
And I kind of the very tongue in cheek when you first Mario and Luigi first talking, it's in the trailer and they're doing they're doing an accent, and then like they're like, is the accent necessary? It's like, come on, it's just for a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than them talking like that the whole time.
Right. That would have been a lot. Like, let's be honest. Do you want that the whole movie? No, like you can't.
I felt even like his wahoos and stuff at certain points, they sound like it's okay. It sounds pretty okay.
Fine. Yeah. They're fine. You want the regular Mario voice, you can play a Mario game. It is what it is, you know.
And I do like they put Charles Martinet in there still.
Yeah.
And I thought I thought it would be is like, oh, there's like a retro section where he goes like 8-bit or something, and then it's Charles Martinet instead. But I like they put someone that's dressed like Jumpman.
Yeah, that was cool.
Playing on Jumpman.
Yeah.
On the arcade. You know, because just in case you didn't get it.
Something about me feels weird about like Mario playing an NES. I'm like, what games do you own on the NES?
And I was like, yeah, it's like
Mario Brothers.
I was like, what game can they play that's so fantastical that like it feels like it couldn't exist in the world? It's like Kid Icarus. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like what? It's just, you know, my brain is just weird. I'm like, okay, so in this world with this NES, they somehow sold millions of copies of this NES without Mario. There's no way. There's no way. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Like Kid Icarus ain't selling consoles, my friend. So I don't know.
I like it's a cool joke, but I'm kind of surprised they did that because then it's like it opens up a whole can of worms. It's like, okay, so like Punch Out exists is real. Punch Out's real. Wrecking Crew is real. Mario is real. Donkey Kong is real. But then like Kid Icarus is a video game.
Right.
Also, wasn't that Wrecking Guy basically just Wreck-It Ralph, but just
no, like because Wrecking Crew is actually like the original Mario Bros, where they actually go into the series and doing stuff. I think that Wrecking Crew is its own game, but Mario and Luigi are in that game in Wrecking Crew, and I think Spike is the actual foreman of that game. So it is a tie back to a very old game. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that came, I think that's before the first Mario Bros. It might be after, but Wrecking Crew is an old game. Like in Smash, there's a stage that's Wrecking Crew.
Yeah,
is a reference to that.
Mm-hmm. Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Good time.
Because I would like there's some references I saw, but it's like I don't want to just scream at every single one of the theaters. Like at the very end, he has like a Blue Falcon poster on his wall. So like F-Zero is like a literal thing, or that's just from the game. But it's like a little picture, not like something else. He has when they're walking around the different sections, one of the first ones they like when they're going around, there's like the newer Mario games, like the like not Bullet Bill, but like the launcher with a question mark to like skip to another zone is like in the foreground. The desert from like Odyssey, that like very sky one. It's probably New Super Mario Bros. I couldn't like pin it down where they were.
I don't know if you guys caught this one, but it was hard to see. I actually looked it up when I got home to see what it was. When Toad is showing Mario around the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time, they walk past the store, and the guy gets one of the guy's like buying something, and it's actually an NES game, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not. Is this going to work, right?" And the guy,
and he says, "Blow on it, right?"
Yeah,
okay, I heard the blow on it. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I thought it was like a flute to skip a level or something. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was an NES cartridge, which you're not supposed to blow on, by the way, which actually destroys the cartridges. Fun fact, you know.
You gotta get that dust out, man.
Not with your saliva like when you blow, saliva comes out.
You gotta be careful. It's okay.
Yeah, my blowing has no saliva. I'm good.
Yeah, I am dehydrated.
Yes, I'm dehydrated.
I'm a gamer. I don't drink water.
I don't drink water. Just gamer fuel and all that stuff. Oh man. Yeah, guys.
So, any like final thoughts on everything? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my final thought is it was a good film. It wasn't a bad movie in any way. However, don't go see it looking for any type of heart. Go watch it for like fun because you enjoy the games is what I would say. But it's very fun watch. Very fun watch. It ain't Shrek. It ain't Shrek.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's I feel like the movie was more like quantity over quality sort of thing. Like there's a lot of things that like I wanted to see more of, or if they focused more on it would be good. Like if they focused more on Bowser, that would be fun. If they focused more on the relationship between Mario and Luigi, that would be fun. If they either got rid of Bowser or got rid of Donkey Kong and just kind of like focused in on something like that, that would be good. More time with Luigi or more time with Peach, or just more time with anything.
Mhm.
would've
Mario
been
has more character
great.
development than this movie. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I feel like, especially when I talked about like what's your favorite part, and it's really that Luigi scene when he steps up. Like, I definitely would have liked to see more of that, because like I actually sat there going now, but I really liked the Mario and Luigi like DS games, that whole like RPG series,
Yeah,
because it's just like a different way of seeing
Mhm.
these characters and how they interact with each other, because you don't get that in other games. Like,
yeah.
definitely would have liked to see more of that.
I was, yeah.
I was gonna say I
I
actually have to go. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I don't have to go. I have to check on something. BRB. Sorry
Yeah, no
about that.
problem.
gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's I feel like sort of shelving Luigi for a little bit was like not the best idea, because like in a lot of the games Mario tends to have less characterization because he's more central
Yeah, he's
to
normally the
the
character you're
IP.
playing, so you
Yeah.
kind of can't do too much. But why Luigi normally gets more because he's afraid, but he's willing to step up to help his brother and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't have main character status. He's, um so so they're a little bit more free to like characterize him, and they can specialize him and stuff like that. But like it's always one of those interesting things that Luigi is afraid of everything, but also Luigi is also well known to step up when the going gets tough.
You
Like,
saved Mario a bunch
and
of
I feel like sort of like leaving him out of it when he already has like that sort of strong characterization, that would help play like foil to Mario's insecurities or whatever you want to do if you're really
Yeah.
into the drama of it.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that would be
wasted.
preferable.
It's just wasted potential. I just really
Mhm.
think you take out Captain Toad, you put Luigi in that spot. Imagine Luigi in the Donkey Kong part where like Mario's getting his butt kicked and like Luigi tries to step in, they hold him back,
Mhm.
or like Luigi says, "Remember that fight in the 6th grade with like Billy
Yeah,
Mo
like
Hockey?"
a
And they
random
do it.
callback. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's character that shows their history while you're doing character. There's so many missed opportunities that they could have done, but and like Michael said, it was quantity. I think
Yeah.
quantity over quality was probably the same thing I would say actually. Like I said,
Yeah, I feel like they really wanted to do Mario and Peach, because
yes,
Peach gets a lot. They like
she
Peach
gets the most.
yeah.
She's like the main character.
Yeah.
her and Mario top billing, you know.
Yeah, so I hope in the next one they definitely let Luigi be more in. Even at the end, like it's basically their house from like the Paper Mario series is in the Mushroom
Yeah.
Kingdom now.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I hope
Yeah.
like they do more with that.
hmm
I thought that was a little funny because like the main cast when when the adventure starts is Mario, Peach, and the Toad, and it's like, okay, that's 3 out of 4 of like the one older Mario game where
Yeah, Mario
it's
Bros. 2.
yeah yeah
hmm
and I'm like, okay, are they gonna like get Luigi back early,
That's what I was hoping for. Yeah.
complete the party, and have that be a full reference instead of just like a partial
hmm
reference, not really a reference, just if you know it, it just matches.
Mm.
And then Luigi sees, how do I fit in with this group? Do you have new friends? Did you replace me with Peach? There's so many opportunities for like
Yeah,
character development.
because I also wanted like I find it funny when you have the scene of like you have one character who knows what's going on and another character who doesn't,
Mhm.
and like they had like one line where I was like, funny, and then they were like, we're not gonna think about it anymore, where Luigi turns to Mario and goes, why are you dressed like a bear?
Yeah.
Like,
When
what
he's
are
into the
you
Tanuki suit.
what are you doing, and how are
Yeah.
you flying? What is
How
any
did
of
he
this?
know how did he know what the Power Star was going to do? How did Mario know what the star was going to do?
He just they get it. They just stand there, let Bowser kick them, and it's like does
Yeah,
nothing.
how'd you know? What if that star was like, you take double damage? I don't know.
What if it's just an attack power buff and your defense
Yeah.
stays the same and you just
Yeah. What if it makes you immune to everything except for drop kicks? You know, like, it's like Bowser's Smash. You know.
Well, I mean, I guess they both die for it, and then the fire hits them. So it's another thing. I feel like a lot of, I guess it's just an illumination thing. A lot of stuff's implied.
A lot of stuff.
So like they would have known because the fire would have hit them, and they didn't take any damage from it. So at that point, they can figure it out. But it's like you yourself have to piece that together while the movie's still just going.
Also, the star is more of a. Actually, in the games, the star does defeat characters that you run into.
Yes,
still.
if you run into them, they take damage from you, but you're also invincible.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing they didn't do because Bowser was just like hitting them, and it's like nothing happened to him.
And you'd also think that Bowser would know what the star does, right?
I feel like no one's
like, why
ever
did he
used
just,
it.
Like,
He said, he says
So,
with
like,
this
what,
I'll
he
be
was just
invincible.
assuming?
But I guess he never used it, so he never figured
well,
out.
then how
what
would he
it
know
does.
that it's gonna make him invincible? If
Well, I think he knows what it's going to do. I think he just got split. He got separated from the star, and that's why like he didn't want to use it then. He's like, I don't need to use it. I think that was kind of like it's like hubris. He's like, I'm not going to.
I actually thought they were gonna make him use it, and it's gonna be like Mario 64, where he fights him with the star and not 64, sorry, Paper Mario, where he fights Bowser with the star and loses because he can't beat him, but they just like he just doesn't use it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah,
I definitely want
that
more of
would've
that
been a
Mario
lot of
Bros section at the end. I keep thinking back on the movie. It's like that was the coolest part because it's like it's something like you kind of expect it, but you also don't because they didn't do anything with Luigi this whole time. But at the very end, he steps up, and it's like that.
Separating Mario and
That was
Luigi
really
was
cool.
a bad idea. Separating them for that long of a time, they are the heart of the movie. Was Mario and Luigi.
I feel like the next one is just gonna be Mario and Yoshi with Peach.
Absolutely, it's not going to be what you want. Whatever you want is not going to be that. You know,
it will be Mario and Yoshi for about 5 minutes.
Yoshi gets captured. Actually, you know.
They're actually raising Yoshi from like a small Yoshi to a big Yoshi. It's a 3-part series.
Mario and Yoshi have to save Luigi like Yoshi's Island.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I actually have to go right now. Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, it's no problem though. But thank you guys for joining us in this. Thank both of you for going to the movie with me and then talking about it after the fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely do this more.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Sure. Yeah, we all have cars. We're adults now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah,
Victor's already 29. Michael and I turned 29 this month.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yet.
Yep.
Yeah. We're not yet.
I know
We'll be in a couple weeks.
I got 1 week of a young man, and then
I'm too
29.
old to play Smash Brothers, so like
Bro, you can just boot it up anytime.
My reflexes ain't what they used to be. I'm so
It's-
far out of the game, man. It's
You
like
just gotta play. It's like riding a bike. It comes back.
It is, but I'll never be as good as I was with like Project M stuff. I was so good, and like with like the new stuff, I'm just like I can't keep up like I used to be able to, and it's kind of frustrating.
Like honestly, I wanted to play the new Strikers with you, but that game is tragically not good.
Yeah,
So I never
I know
bothered.
you asked me once and you never asked me again, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy the game unless you ask me.
Yeah. Because we had good times on Strikers, but no, that
Yes,
game
we
is
did.
unfortunate.
Yes, we did. But all right, yeah.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Maybe something else soon enough. Until then, see you all next time.
This is what you need.